the child, how the performance, how the vision develop, because generally with their growth there can be changes. Sometimes they might have to even wear the glasses forever, but sometimes there can be changes in future. But we got to monitor that.
Yeah, but if this is the case, would you advise, or is it advisable to wear contact lenses?
In certain conditions, yes. In certain conditions, if you know, if your vision is very poor sometimes, we always tell them start with contact lenses. And if the for children, we don't recommend contact lenses actually. As far as they can manage their own, you know, for the teenagers, contact lenses is one of the best option, as far as they can manage the hygienical side of it.
It depends on what kind of lenses.
Definitely, because also it depends on the what kind of prescription that they need, you know, what sort of condition in the eye, all it depends.
Do you recommend sunglasses for children?
Of course, yes.
Why?
This is another thing which is lacking everywhere, you know. When it comes to children, you always think they will break soon. This is what we always remember,
yes.
You know.
So
then what
many
happened,
people
you just
that you meet, they say, you know, this is the third glasses, this is the fourth glasses that I buy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So these lenses has to be tested, because young eyes need more UV protection than the adults. This is what we have to keep an eye on it. Never buy, you know, just sunglasses. Make sure the sunglasses what you are buying for children are always UV protected, which is very important, because just because they will break it to two, just don't buy the sunglasses at, you know, without testing. This is very important, because they need more UV protection than the adults.
When it comes to children, they certainly they have to come with their parents, and there can be parents that can be very difficult. So what will you do if a parent or a patient disagreed with your assessment on the vision of their children?
Well, it's now, tell you very frankly, me in this age, I don't have that problem now.
Not yet.
But, you know, young optometrists, they always complain that when we have community eye care centers in Sri Lanka, one of the main complaint that we find is like they don't come on routine checkups, they don't believe, because parents should know to accept the condition, which is very important, because in order to like develop the vision of the child, parents and optometrists should get together, you know, and parents should accept it, which is very important. For me, like maybe the way I talk and maybe the way I, you know, put out things, I have no problem in that so far. But there are conditions like that, because parent doesn't want to accept it. Main problem is that. Even the teachers has this problem. How much ever we train the teachers, sometimes teachers say, sometimes some teachers used to call me and say, I'm sending this child to you with very difficulty, with great problem. The problem is like so much with the explaining this to the parent, and she doesn't want to hear that the child has a problem. Slowly manage, you know. So we slowly get the child, you know, then we have to psychologically think about the mother's side also, and, you know, tactfully get him on track.
But tell me, let's say children, but teenagers, in their 16 onwards, so they use like maybe drugs, substances, but and as well they drink much alcohol. Will that affect their eye vision?
Exactly. Most of the vision conditions of the children are due to sometimes moms drinking, smoking, sometimes bad habits. So those things can come to the child, and finally the child will not be having healthy vision or even hearing.
So according to your experience in Seychelles, what are the main reasons for vision and hearing issues?
Yeah, main reason, not only in Seychelles, I would say all over the world. One of the main issue is like parents drinking, as we were discussing before. If the mom is like, while she's pregnant, if she's smoking, if she's taking alcohol or some other liquor, you know, that can definitely affect the child. And also teen pregnancy is very common in most of the countries, even in Seychelles. So what happened, they don't want to accept the child, you know. So from the beginning, they don't have a, you know, bond towards the child. It's an unwanted child sometimes, you know. So then they will not, you know, listen to the doctor's advice. Sometimes they will not take the vitamins as they were recommended, and people who will reject them, also, like that sort of when the teenage mothers were being rejected by the society, they will not have any positive thinking, you know. So, they will not have any thinking of developing a healthy child, they will just want to finish this, you know, get rid of this. So, it is something like that which is very much lacking, and then they are not with good vitamins, sometimes junk food, you know, and those things will not bring you a healthy child, you know. So, I always advise the teen moms also, like in case, just be positive with it now. Now you have a child, you are going to give a birth to a child, make sure the child is healthy as much as possible, because if the child is not healthy at the end, you are going to have so much of problems, you know, because everywhere the solutions are very much limited when the child is not healthy.
Et ou qui dans la cour pour remarquer, durant nos conversations là, bon matin, nous permettre le screen, bon portrait qui docteur Kumari nous mène pour partager avec nous en même temps que nous pouvons causer, imaginer nous pouvons causer la vision bonnes enfants qui sont affectés à être très en âge. Alors c'est important pour rester vigilant les temps où on a aux enfants de la cour pour regarder votre comportement surtout si vous pouvez répondre avec ben certain quelque chose. Alors c'est en même temps que nous faisons nos conversations, de temps en temps nous pouvons mettre bon portrait qui docteur amène pour partager avec nous quand il concerne vision ou bonnes enfants et nous continuer. So docteur, what is the cause of a vision loss?
Cause in the sense like it can be congenital, it can be like something after the birth, there can be various other conditions as well, and coming from the parents like congenital thing, or maybe they develop with various habits in when they come to the world, they have various habits, then they develop like that. So, there can be various issues in the vision, and vitamin A deficiencies, vitamin A and D deficiencies can be there. There are many conditions like that, due to, like, you know, each condition is depends on how he face it, and it is we cannot explain and exactly point out this is the reason, this is why, like you cannot say like that. It all depends on the patient to patient.
So doctor, for the benefit of the people who are watching us now, where is your clinic or where can we contact you?
Well, our clinic is at La Chantier Mall.
Les Chantiers Mall?
Yeah, you know, where I think we call it former City Mart building.
Yeah.
So it's there.
Alors, au qui dans la cour, si vous connaissez, pareil, nous dit que City Mart Building, tu étais avant, pareil, nous dit, nous dit que Super Save, tu étais avant, là même là, les Chantiers Mall, ground floor.
Ground floor, yes.
Son l'office là, son clinique là, capable de voir là, and the hours of opening?
We open from 9:30 to 4:30.
So, depuis 9h30 bon matin jusqu'à 5h30 après-midi, Monday to Friday?
Saturday till 1 o'clock.
Ok, ça veut dire lundi jusqu'à vendredi, 9h30 jusqu'à 5h30, et samedi, je fais NR, close on Sunday.
Yeah.
Et dimanche, un jour pour docteur. Alors, ça, si on a envie de contact, on va voir docteur, c'est parce que les chantiers molles, ground floor en bas, et on va aller là, la porte, ils mettent Pure Vision.
Yeah, Pure Vision.
Pure Vision, la porte. On va emmener nos enfants, pourquoi pas faire un screening test, on va regarder si tout quelque chose est en forme, par nous dit, tout quelque chose est bien en ce qui concerne aux enfants. How do you advise to overcome such conditions?
Yeah, like when it comes to the moms that we were talking about, all these things, moms has to be careful, and then teachers has to be an eye on those conditions, you know. They should be aware of what other conditions can come. And awareness, talking about awareness also, sometimes, you know, even when we go and we talk too much about our optics language, when we are talking about eyes, if we use too much optical language, people will not understand. This is also there, because there are a lot of awareness program everywhere in the world, but if a general person goes and sit there, they will not understand anything. So, being optometrists, we should be able to, you know, explain everything as much as simple possible, like as much as possible in simple manner, you know. That is one thing, and parents and